You've probably never thought about your grip strength until the exact moment it completely betrayed you. Maybe you were crushing a deadlift set and your hands just gave up. Or you were climbing and your fingers peeled off the hold like wet spaghetti. Or during a handshake where someone's grandmother established dominance in under 2 seconds. Here's what nobody tells you. I went from needing straps for 225-pound deadlifts to holding 405 raw for 60 seconds. And it wasn't from doing more deadlifts or buying fancy grip trainers. It was from discovering that everything most guys think they know about grip strength is completely backwards. Your hands aren't just one muscle. They're basically a Swiss Army knife with 7 different types of strength, and most guys train exactly 0 of them. They just assume grip strength magically develops from doing regular workouts. It doesn't. I spent 6 months obsessively training my grip because I was tired of being the guy who needed straps for everything. What I discovered completely flipped my understanding of hand strength and revealed why 90% of grip training is a complete waste of time. If you want hands that don't quit when it matters, deadlifting, climbing, or opening a jar without needing a strategy meeting, you need to understand how grip strength actually works. There's one exercise in that system that sounds so questionable, I assumed it was a joke when I first heard it. But before I go into that, it helps to understand why what you're doing now isn't working. You're probably training the wrong type of grip entirely. Most guys focus exclusively on crushing strength, squeezing things as hard as possible, and completely ignore the type of grip that actually matters for most lifts. It's called support grip, and it's why your hands fail during deadlifts even though you can crush a tennis ball into dust. Support grip is your ability to hold on to something heavy over time, not squeezing it until it surrenders, but just holding it. And here's what's crazy, these 2 types of grip strength barely transfer to each other. You can have a crushing handshake and still fail on deadlifts because you've never trained your hands to endure. But there's an even bigger problem. Your hand has 34 individual muscles and 90% of grip training only hits about 5 of them. Think about how you normally train grip. You squeeze things, maybe you hang from bars. But when do you ever train your fingers to spread apart against resistance? Or rotate your wrists under load while gripping something? Exactly. Never. This is why the grip strength system I'm about to show you works when everything else fails. It targets all 7 types of grip strength in a specific sequence that builds on itself. The first exercise is an interesting one. It's called rice bucket training. And yes, I know exactly how that sounds. When someone first told me to stick my hands in a bucket of rice and move them around, I thought it was ridiculous. Then I learned that Bruce Lee used it. At that point, arguing felt unnecessary. The guy who could do 1-finger push-ups trained his grip by sticking his hands in rice buckets. After a month, I could hold a barbell longer without my fingers slowly opening. The reason? Rice bucket training hits all those neglected muscles that regular grip work completely misses. Fill a 5-gallon bucket with uncooked rice, about 30 pounds worth. Then plunge your hands in and start moving like you're conducting an invisible orchestra. Open your fingers wide against the resistance. Make tight fists. Rotate your wrists in circles. Stab each finger down individually, like you're playing the world's most aggressive piano solo. Do this for 7 to 10 minutes, 3 times a week. Your forearms will burn like you're holding molten lava the first few sessions. But within 2 weeks, you'll notice your hands don't fatigue as easily during regular lifts. Cost to set up? About $12 at the grocery store. But rice bucket training is just the foundation. The real breakthrough comes when you understand how to build support grip properly, and most people get this completely wrong. Most guys grab a pull-up bar and hang until their hands hurt, then they drop. Wrong approach entirely. Your goal isn't to hang until discomfort. It's to hang until physical failure. Discomfort happens around 20 seconds. Failure happens around 45 to 60 seconds. That extra time under tension is where your grip actually gets stronger. Here's the protocol. Grab a pull-up bar with both hands and hang. When your fingers start opening involuntarily and you physically cannot hold on anymore, that's when you drop, not before. Do 4 sets of max hangs with 3-minute rest between sets. Your target is 90 seconds. Once you hit 90 seconds consistently, add weight with a dip belt or backpack. Then progress to 1-arm hangs, which are absolutely brutal, but incredibly effective. Now here's something I discovered that completely changed my results. The thickness of what you're gripping matters way more than anyone talks about. Your hand adapts specifically to whatever diameter you train with, and that adaptation doesn't transfer as well as you'd think. Standard barbells are about 1 inch thick, but throw something thicker at your grip, say a 2-inch bar, and suddenly your max weight drops by 20 to 30%. Your fingers are spread wide, your thumb can't reach, and everything has to work exponentially harder. This is why thick bar training is so effective. You're forcing your grip to adapt to a disadvantage. Then when you go back to normal bars, they feel absurdly light. If your gym has thick bars or axle bars, use them for farmer carries. Start with 70% of what you'd normally carry with regular handles. Walk 40 to 50 feet, rest 2 minutes, repeat for 4 sets. Do this twice a week. Within a month, your regular farmer carries will feel like you're holding grocery bags. Don't have thick bars? Get fat grips. They're rubber sleeves that slide onto any barbell or dumbbell and instantly make it thicker. They cost about $29. But there's still one crucial piece missing, a type of grip strength most people never train directly, and it's exactly why odd-shaped or smooth objects feel so awkward to hold. It's called pinch grip, the strength created when your thumb opposes your fingers. You rely on it when grabbing irregular objects, hanging onto climbing holds, or lifting something smooth without it slipping. Here's the setup. Grab 2 weight plates, start with 10-pounders, and press them together with the smooth sides facing out. Now hold them using just your thumb on one side and your 4 fingers on the other. Your hand will start shaking within 10 seconds. Do 4 sets per hand, holding for 12 to 20 seconds each. Rest 90 seconds between sets. Once you can hold for 30 seconds, add weight. The real-world carryover here is insane. After training pinch grip for 6 weeks, I could open stubborn jar lids that used to require tools. But here's the exercise that ties everything together and will humble you more than anything else. Towel hangs. Not towel pull-ups, just hanging from a towel draped over a bar. This trains your grip in a way nothing else does, because the instability of the fabric forces every muscle in your hand to fire constantly. Your fingers can't lock into a comfortable position like they do on a bar. The towel shifts and moves. Your grip has to make constant micro-adjustments just to keep you attached. Drape a towel over a pull-up bar and grab both ends. Hang for max time. Your target is 45 seconds. Do 3 sets with 2-minute rest between. Once you can comfortably hang for 45 seconds, progress to towel pull-ups, which are exponentially harder. Towel hangs humbled me more than any other grip exercise. I could hang from a regular bar for 2 minutes, but the first time I tried a towel hang, I lasted 18 seconds. Now here's the thing nobody mentions about grip training. You can do all these exercises perfectly, but if you mess up the programming, you'll just end up with sore hands and 0 progress. The first major mistake is training your grip too frequently. Your hands and forearms need more recovery time than bigger muscle groups because the tendons are smaller and more fragile. I tried training my grip 5 days a week thinking more volume meant faster progress. Instead, I developed chronic soreness that took 3 weeks to heal. The second mistake is going heavy too soon. Those tiny muscles and tendons in your hands cannot handle rapid weight jumps. And the third mistake, training your grip before your main lifts. If you torch your grip with farmer carries, you'll wonder why your deadlift numbers dropped. So here's what actually works. Pick 3 exercises per session from rice bucket training, dead hangs, thick bar carries, plate pinches, and towel hangs. Train 3 times per week maximum. Progress slowly. Prioritize consistency over intensity. Do this for 8 weeks, and your grip will be noticeably stronger. Do it for 6 months, and you'll wonder why you ever needed straps. If this helped, smash that subscribe button with your newly developed crushing grip. Drop a comment with your current dead hang max, or tell me which exercise made you feel the most ridiculous. And if you want to keep building strength that actually transfers to real life, check out my other videos on the channel. Because what's the point of having a gorilla grip if the rest of you is still struggling? See you in the next one.